Now, the next infection we will discuss is suppurative arthritis. This usually follows bacteremia or direct injection of the joint. The most common causative organism is Staphylococcus aureus and Streptococcus pyogenes. Other causes may include Enterobacteriaceae, Neisseria gonorrhea, H. influenza, Salmonella species, Brucella, Pasteurella, and tuberculosis. The most common affected joints are the large joints, such as the knees, as well as prosthetic joints. Now, the clinical features will include pain in the involved joint. The joint and its area will also be swollen. This is a clinical feature in itself, but it also causes reduced mobility of the joint. In adults, a recent history of urinary tract infections or an infection by Salmonella may also be reported. Other signs of infection, such as cellulitis or a rash, may be positive. A diagnosis can be made by a diagnostic tap, which can be sent for culture. The aspirated sample can undergo NAAT, which is nucleic acid amplification test, in order to differentiate septic arthritis from other causes of arthritis. When I say other causes of arthritis, this can include rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, gout, and even reactive arthritis. Treatment should be with intravenous antibiotic, which is appropriate for the infecting organism. Now next, some joints can be infected by viruses causing arthritis, and these are known as viral arthritis. The culprits in this case are usually parvovirus, rubella, which is more common in females, mumps, and hepatitis B. And lastly, prosthetic joint infections. Now, these are usually infected by Streptococcus epidermidis and Staphylococcus aureus, including the notorious MRSA or MRSA. Now, a prosthetic joint infection can be infected at the time of surgery or as a result of hematogenous spread later on. Treatment is through intravenous antibiotics specific to the infecting organism, which we can achieve by taking a sample for culture. A prosthetic joint infection may lead to the loss of the prosthesis, and in order to prevent this from happening, hospitals take measures to avoid this by antibiotic prophylaxis and extreme infection control measures in the hospital units. And that brings us to the end of our discussion on the infections of the bone and joints. We hope you enjoyed this video. Keep watching sqadia.com.